So what I was telling is we already have done first session on 15th October, and today we are going to do BTP security. But yes, the topics what I have selected as a part of this course, okay, this also is a part of administration. Okay. So the topics what we are going to cover today is again common for BTP admin and security people. And also I'll help you to understand what is the line in between BTP admin and BTP security. It is quite thin, but yes, I will explain you it. It will definitely you'll get understanding of it. So next day, tomorrow we'll be having a session on BTP development with CAP and RAP. We'll understand one small how to develop a small mini application on BTP in CAP using CAP framework and then deploy it. And also we'll develop one small app on BTP using RAP and then deploy it. Okay. And we'll also understand what is extensibility on BTP. So, and then we'll see build process automation and integration shoot. I know you guys are already aware of these sessions, so you can join accordingly. I would like to give a quick recap. Okay, so there is a Google Drive which I'll be sharing. You guys can connect with us if you want to. We have a YouTube channel where we upload a lot of good videos. You can go ahead and subscribe for the channel and can go ahead and watch and use those knowledge. Okay, it will definitely help you. Okay. These are the different training offerings we have on BTP, which we already have provided multiple time, and we also have sessions scheduled for these. So I have mentioned which training is relevant for which profile, so you can refer this as well. Let's have a quick recap of what we did today in last session. We understood what is cloud computing. We understood how BTP fits in cloud computing. We know BTP as a platform as a service, which takes infrastructure from AWS, Azure, GCP. It has its own infrastructure, which now they are discontinuing. And on top of that, they have Neo platform. That also they're discontinuing. So now they are actually focusing on building up new cloud solutions corresponding to all on-premise solutions they have, and they already have developed lot many like SAC, data intelligence, and data sphere, IBP, digital manufacturing cloud. Similarly, they will slowly onboard other cloud, cloud services. So whatever they have on-premise, they will make a cloud, and they have these services available on this platform. Okay, so BTP is a platform as a service which offers you a lot of services which you can use and develop your new application. Also, it offers you full-fledged solutions, what SAP itself have developed it. Okay, so these two things are available, and we'll also see and understand then in this offerings, then how we can secure the things and what are the security measures we need to take, and what are the tools SAP has provided us on top of BTP which we can use for our security purpose. Okay, then we understood the history, we understood what the BTP capability is, different type of services it offers as per usage. We also understood what is global account, sub account, and directory. We tried understanding. Okay, we did one hands-on where we created a sub account. We explored all the capabilities of sub account, and we did one service assignment for global account to sub account, and we did all type of three services we assigned, and we looked at it how it is different from each other. And also we subscribed for a one service, and we opened that service, and we just tried using that UI, or we tried looking at the UI which is offered by that application. We subscribed build process automation, and we saw that very good environment, very good UI got created. And we also assigned role to my user. I myself did it because I had only one user available in this sub account, and how to assign roles we also understood this. And these are the things we did last, and then we tried understanding the org structure, how we can create on BTP depending upon different type of org structure as per your organization requirement. Okay, also we tried understanding what are different environments we have on BTP and what are the different languages they support, how they are different from each other. Okay, also we understood what are the responsibility administrator can have. Okay, and that was somewhere where we close our session. So today let's go ahead and start with our agenda for today, and which is nothing but BTP security. Okay, So when I say BTP security, first let's look at the agenda. We are going to understand share responsibility of security, what AWS Azure GCP is securing, what SAP is securing, and what we as a partner and customer using BTP as a platform, what all things we are going to secure. We'll understand that. What is security? What to secure on BTP? Okay, definitely. There are different responsibilities, but we as a partners and consultants or clients, how we are going to secure what we are going to secure. Okay, and then we'll also understand what is a BTP platform and application user, what is authentication and authorization, understanding identity provider and why do we need them, establishing trust between IAS and BTP sub-account so that any application running a sub-account can utilize IAS as an authentication service. Okay, we'll do this hands-on and we'll see this. Okay, what are the different feature IAS has and what is identity access governance? Okay, how we can automate the complete security or how can we can manage the complete uh, you know authentication authorization using IAG. Okay, so we'll look at all these points. Without making delay, let's go ahead and start. So, any questions on this, guys? Everyone is good, or anyone want to add something here? If I have time, I'll definitely try adding that. No? Okay, no problem. So, guys, last session, we did saw a diagram and which was nothing but understanding how BTP fits uh, in cloud computing deployment model. Okay, so we did saw that
Fine.
BTP is here. Hey, could you please mute yourself if you're not speaking? Okay, thank you so much. So we know the BTP is a platform and it has a lot of services available on a platform, which can be full-fledged application and supporting services, which will help us to develop new applications. These are the things we have. So I'm just trying to correlate with this diagram. Again, I'm going to the one which I have it. Okay. So now here I have made a BTP platform. This is our BTP platform, which gives us different runtimes. We can say different environments, Cloud Foundry, Kaima, ABAP, and it also provides a lot of pre-delivered applications and also provide a lot of pre-delivered services which we can utilize, okay, to develop new application or to do any business task you have and it has a lot of services or applications available, we can subscribe. So the security of this complete platform is taken care by SAP. Okay. This platform is developed by SAP. So SAP will be securing this platform. You don't have any way to secure them. They have not given you access to secure them. But yes, you can do identity and access management identity for this platform. What you can do identity and access management of this platform, and they have given services for that. How you can make sure authentication, how you can make sure authorization management, everything. Second, we have pre-delivered application like SAC, IBP, S4HANA Cloud, and IAG, Digital Manufacturing Cloud, PAPM Cloud, Data Sphere, Data Intelligence. There are a lot of solutions which slowly they are creating corresponding to their on-premise solutions. Okay, those again are completely full-fledged managed by them. Okay, so security of that all as well is not our concern. The base security they will take care of only. Again, in this case also we are going to do identity and access management and identity and access governance for this. Okay, second is this. Third one, we have new custom application what we are developing. So they have told that, hey, I have given you this platform, and top of this platform I have given you a lot of services. Now you can hire developers, and developers can subscribe those services. They can start writing code. They can subscribe a lot of DevOps tool I have given. They can subscribe a lot of other workflow service, notification service, alerting service, messaging service, application login service, a lot of services, and they can use those service and they can write some code and they can develop new application. Okay, on top of that, but yes, adding security features, what they have added for this application, you have to take care of. You have to add security features in your application the way you want it. So adding security features again is a developer job. Okay, yes, they will come and take consultation from security people that, hey, what type of roles I should create, what type of role templates I should create, what type of security features you need. Maybe this application, I took example of leave application yesterday, and that leave application is asking people, hey, please upload your doctor prescription if you're taking more than 3 days of leave. Then maybe you want the document, whatever employees are uploading, there could be a threat, right? So you want to scan that document, then it needs a security feature with it. This application needs some security feature which should scan that document and make sure that there is no threat in that document. There is no malware, or there is no virus people are uploading there. Okay, anyone can do anything, right? You may have external employees as well, right? So that feature, if you want to add, then developers will add it. Okay, you as a security consultant are going to help them what all features you need, and maybe they need some help from you in consultation. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to do identity and access management of platform, identity and access management, identity and access governance of the pre-delivered application. Also, you are going to take care of identity and access management, identity and access governance for custom developed application. And you are going to consult your developers to have best security feature or best security technology in the custom application development. So at the end of the time, what you are going to understand or learn or practice is how to do identity and access management, identity and access governance, and understanding some artifacts of application security. This is what you are going to. Rest of the things, platform is managed by SAP. Their pre-delivered application core security is managed by SAP, and the infrastructure where these complete landscape or complete environment is running, like AWS Azure will be taking care of infrastructure security. So you should not be worried about this infrastructure security. Okay, so that's what our responsibility is as a security consultant when we talk about BTP. Okay, now I said what to secure. BTP platform, I did mention that what you'll secure on BTP application. Data security, definitely the custom application, whatever you'll be developing, it may need some data. You will be launching databases. You'll be, having some data warehousing tool from where you might be getting data, or you're, so definitely you have to take care of data security of, whatever data your application may be utilizing. Okay, maybe from different sources. Okay, now how to secure? I did mention identity and access management, identity and access governance. What is identity and access management? Authentication, like lot of services. I will come and will show you what is identity and access management, talks about what are the features. One tool which is which should has, if we say that this is identity and access management tool. Okay, we'll talk about those. So these two things, which is major thing, and you have to do on PTP, and SAP have given very nice service, cloud identity services for identity and access management, which has two parts, IAS and IPS. And this is identity and access governance. This is nothing but a replica of GRC, you can say, on premise you have. So it helps you with access request, access risk analysis, access certification, privilege access management, and rule designing. Okay, and our main focus for today's session is identity and access management. We'll definitely touch base a bit on identity access governance as well. Okay. So when I say let's go into BTP cockpit, okay, and there we'll try understanding. But here I would like to mention, in BTP there are two type of user: platform users and business users, and how they are determined whether they are a platform user or business users. Platform users are people who are logging into BTP platform for any task to be done on global account level, sub account level, or org level, where maybe Cloud Foundry org level. But people who are not logging into BTP cockpit, but they are just directly accessing the application which is running in a sub account, and those people are business users. Okay, so let's go into BTP cockpit. Okay, and we'll try looking at things. So we have a global account. Okay, this is a global. Let me refresh it. I guess it's timed out. I have to refresh this, guys. Okay, so this is our global account. Okay, I may also open one productive account. Okay, so this is our global account. In global account, there is nothing much you do. What I had told you, you can manage entitlement, you can add create system landscape. Maybe you want to use any other cloud solutions which is not running on BTP, maybe Ariba or Sales Cloud, Commerce Cloud, Marketing Cloud. You want to do some extension, you can onboard those applications here in system landscape. You can distribute services in sub account. Those all the things what we had learned. If you want to do something on this is a BTP platform. So logging into global account is done by cockpit link, and anyone working on this global account, working on these things, will be a platform user. First. Second, we have multiple sub account available here. So if someone is logging into this sub account, any one of the sub account, and is able to do these tasks, whatever you see here, okay, if is able to do all these tasks, whatever you can see here, they are again a platform user. But we can subscribe application in a sub account. Okay, and for example, okay, I will choose a different sub account in which I have applications subscribed. So this is the one sub account we were using, and we subscribed process automation service there. This, if your process automation consultant want to do some create some process automation, right? You will just copy this link and give it to them, and they will directly log in onto this process automation. You will not have to ask them to log in into BTP cockpit. So people who will be logging in BTP cockpit at sub account level, global account level, they are platform users, and people who will be logging into is this application will be a business users. Okay, or application user. Here this is a tool on BTP which even developers use, or process automation consultant use. But if I take better example as a business user, like people who are using SAP Analytics Cloud, maybe the reports or dashboard whatever has been created, and they should be able to access those, right? They'll be the business users. Or IAG, the people who are different owners on in IAG, like they are a role owner, they are a workflow administrator, they are different owners we have, different monitors we have. If those people will be accessing IAG, which will be running in a particular sub account, okay, and those users actually will be application user. Okay, so let me see. Okay, difference is clear, right? Now how I can make sure that people are able to access. So if you want someone to be able to access this sub account, this is my global account. I am in one sub account, and I want someone to be able to work as a platform user on this sub account. Then what I have to do? We have a security section in global account. Come to the global account, scroll down, you would see security section, and there you can see users. If you want someone to be able to access this sub account, you have to come and you have to add a user here. Okay, so how to add user here? I will just take example abcd at gmail.com. I'm just taking a dummy email ID. Okay, and just create user. Okay, and come and assign roles. Okay, so see, if you see, there are different role collections available here. Okay, role collections, it's a cloud connector admin, connectivity and destination administrator. These are the platform related role I had explained to you in last session. Okay, but as soon as you subscribe any application, you get the roles automatically created for those applications. Okay, if you go in sub account in which there is no application subscribed, you will see these roles are not. So we have subscribed process automation, build process automation tool. That's why we see these three more roles available here. Okay, so the people having these roles, if you give them this link, I will assign role. People having role, if you give this link, as per the roles, if they will be logging into this, they will be able to see the tabs depending upon what roles they have been assigned. But if you want assign, you want a business users to be able to log in into this process automation tool what we have subscribed, or application what we have subscribed, then again I have to come and I have to come to user and I have to create a user as something business. I'm just taking a dummy, okay, at gmail.com business user, and I will do, I will assign him a role. What roles? Sorry, I selected another one. Okay, so I'll assign what roles? I will just assign him these roles which is related to process automation. See, process automation, process, and also in this you can have some different. Maybe someone is admin, someone is a developer in that tool, someone is participant. So you can assign role accordingly. Right now I'm assigning. So if this person, if I give him a link of BTP cockpit, he would not be able to access. But if I give him a link to application which is running, this application which I have subscribed, then he will be able to access that application as per the roles has been assigned to him. Okay, so that's what is the difference between platform users and difference between a application user. Okay, now we know how we can create a user, or we can create a user in sub account, and why we are creating user in sub account, either to give access to application running in a sub account or to give access to a sub account. Okay, so we created a user and we learned how to create a user, how to assign role in a user. Okay, one more quick thing, guys. We can assign role collections and we have also roles available. These are the different roles available, and SAP by default creates some role collection by combining some related roles, and they create role collections which can be assigned to user. You cannot you know assign roles directly to user. You always have to make role collection, and you have flexibility to create role collection, custom role collections. Maybe SAP has given you one role collection for this, one role collection for Cloud Foundry, one role collection maybe for connectivity, but maybe you want to create some role collection where person should be able to do some job here. Maybe he should be able to subscribe, see the service marketplace, and he should be able to do cloud connector configuration. Then maybe you have to search available roles and you have to create custom role collections. Okay, and you have to add those roles. I'm not going to cover that here in this session, and definitely that is possible to be done, but it is very clear that you cannot create your own roles. Whatever roles SAP have provided you for standard applications and the platform, that only you can use. You cannot develop your custom role collection. Yes, when you are developing your own application, and while doing development you can create those roles and role collections, and when you'll deploy those, right, once you'll deploy again, those roles and role collections will be populated here if you have deployed that application in this sub account. Okay, but again, once it is deployed, you cannot do anything here. If again you want to create some roles, then definitely you have to ask your developers. They will again develop different roles or more role if you need, and then again they have to deploy, and then again you can see that it's updated. But whatever pre-delivered applications we have, we cannot create role. It is very very clear, and you can see you cannot delete it. See, I cannot create any role. See, it's all disabled for me. But when I say role collections, in role collections, I can come and I can create role collection, and I can give a name, and I can add some roles which is already available here. Okay, this is about roles and role collections. Okay, so guys, if you know, and now I would like to come to, let me go to the PPT. Okay, and okay, so we understood who are the platform users, who are business users, what roles, and what is role collections. Okay, any questions here? Anyone having?
Ankit, for business users, will you be create the users in the sub account level or application level?
No, so you don't have any option to create user in application. No, you'll have to create user in sub account level only. Your users
For
will be
business,
managed in sub account. I will come to next topic where identity provider will come in a picture. Then you have to actually create user in identity provider. An identity provider will will be created trust in a such a way that people available in identity provider will be able to access platform, also will be able to access applications. And we can, so here we are doing manually we are creating the users. We also can automate the user creation. We don't need to come and create users in this sub account. If we use any identity provider, then in that case we don't need to come and create users. Okay, so normally now what we are doing, I am creating an email ID. Okay, I am adding a person email ID. Now this email ID must exist on sap.com. Okay, the person if have a user account here in sap.com and he have verified it, then only the person would be able to log in into this if I have added his email ID here. Without having an account on sap.com or accounts.sap.com, or we can say SAP default identity provider, or we can say SAP ID service, okay, which is managed by SAP, and you have to go and create account there. And by default, anything you subscribe, either you are creating global account, you are creating sub account, or first time when your global account is created, or first time when you create different sub accounts, or whenever you subscribe any application, it's all by default gets trusted with identity provider, which is nothing but is pointing out to the database where all the users data is available, and which is getting created on sap.com here. Okay, so whenever a person will try to log in into this, and if I have given his email ID, it will get authenticated by SAP ID service. And for that, your user should be available in sap.com. And that's why we say default identity provider. Okay, so actually, when you will log in, you will get authenticated by default. So when I try login into this BTP cockpit, if I copy this link and I open in incognito window, you would see the changes. In between, you see accounts, this came. Actually, you supplied the ID, you supplied the URL of what? URL of your sub account. But at the end, it is going to accounts.sap.com. This is nothing but is a database having all the users who are creating account on sap.com, and you are getting authenticated by this. So first time, whenever you are going to subscribe any application, the first person in your company will have to have account on sap.com, and he will get authenticated by SAP ID service. And then further, he can create his own identity provider. Okay, and then you can manage your authentication authorization. So that's what is the next thing where I am going to come. Okay, so guys,
Okay, BTP is not going to store any user credentials.
no, it will not. It will not. Yes, you're absolutely right. Okay, it will it will have a shadow user. I will come to that. Okay, I will explain you that a bit. Okay, so now let's understand very good two pillars of
Ankit,
identity
one
and access
minute.
management.
One
Yeah,
more question. So, is that mandatory that we should have access in the service marketplace to access BTP, or any other mechanism we can have it?
service marketplace. No, I said sap.com at this stage. I told you if you want to access the BTP cockpit, you should have account on sap.com, and that is connected with accounts.sap.com database, which has all the users, and that is actually nothing but a default identity provider, which we call SAP ID service. So by default, anything you will create on, you will subscribe in cloud world on is with SAP. By default, it gets attached with the identity provider, which is called SAP ID service. And I'm going to come to what is identity provider, how IDPs can behave, why do we need identity provider, and what is identity provider which SAP is providing, and why we should have our own identity provider, so that we don't need to ask all our employees to go and create account on sap.com. We can manage our own identity provider. We can ask people to create account there, and then we'll create a trust between this custom identity provider what I have with my BTP, and then I'll be able to manage the complete identity and access management with this identity provider only. I'm going to come, just have a patience, we'll understand that. Okay. So people who may be not from security domain, guys, for them, these there are two terms which is very, very important: authentication, authorization. Authentication tells you who you are. Okay, whenever you, let's say, take example, you go and to airport, right? So you get authenticated by the security, you have at the security main first entry, right? You get authenticated. Okay, so this is your ID. Yeah, your ID is in database, and it's you have a government ID proof, and definitely government have a database which has your ID available. Yes, you are authorized. You can get into the airport, get inside the airport, and go ahead. And further, you when you go, so it tells you who you are. Authorization. Now you are a pilot, or you are air hostess, or you are a passenger, or you are some crew. You definitely have some passes with you which will tell you what all the roles assigned to you, and on that basis maybe different flights you can onboard. The crew will do their job, the air hostess will do their job, but authorization will be checked. So there again one gate will be there which will be checking your authorization, what role you have, and accordingly on that basis either you are a passenger, or you are a crew, or you are in a different role, you are so similarly here also you can get authenticated if your user ID is available in identity provider. But if you don't have roles assigned, so you cannot get authorized for that application because you don't have any definition with your user that what you should be able to do. Okay. So that authorization means what you can do. And it is defined with the roles what you have. Okay, so let me go ahead further. Okay, and in this session, we are going to focus more on authentication. We are not going to discuss much on authorization. I will just give a highlights on that, and you can automate everything on BTP. Okay, your BTP gives a lot of features. Okay, and I will definitely touch base in this session. So, what is identity provider? Anyone in the session, could you please try explaining what is identity provider?
Like the identity provider is going to check whether this user exists, the identity of the user.
Okay, can you give me any example of identity provider?
See, last time we added in BTP a new user. So like this identity provider will check whether whether this ID exists or not
That is fine.
on
I
SAP.
really understood, and your
Okay, can
answer is correct. Your answer is correct. It will tell you, it will identify you, okay, whether you are a right person or not. But can you give me some example of identity provider? What other identity provider we have in market?
Ankit, can we take Active Directory or LDAP as identity provider?
Yes, Active Directory we can say ADFS, we can say Okta, we can say SailPoint, Identity Authentication Service, Ping Federate. There are a lot of identity provider we have in market. Okay, so an identity provider is a service that stores and verifies user identity. So it says it stores and verifies user identity. It means it has a storage user store. Also, it has a mechanism how it can authenticate users. So it will have a mechanism which will check if there is a login request comes. It start checking in store whether there is an entry for this email ID or this user ID or this login ID, whatever you want, you can ask. Okay, so first and foremost feature of an identity provider, it can be a user store, or it can have authentication mechanism, or it is both. It has both the features. Okay. Typically, what they does, they provide you single sign-on feature. Okay. Single sign-on feature. Okay. IDPs are not limited only for verifying users or human users. Okay, even your systems, your one system is talking to another system, okay, and that also should be authenticated while it is trying to reach out a different system, maybe wanted to get some data from, then that system ID or maybe mobile phone or any device, if it's trying to reach out to any other system, it also should have a ID created in identity provider, because this another system is also using identity provider only for authentication feature, right? So either a person or a system or any device, anything trying to log in into any other device, that that entry of that identity also should be maintained in identity provider. That's why we say identity provider is not just limited to verifying users, human user, but also it verifies the system users, or you can say technical user you use, I guess, in on-premise. Okay, guys, I'm mostly on cloud side. I have very less knowledge on SAP on-premise. Okay, but yeah, cloud word I know very well. Okay, so maybe you can excuse me if somewhere I'm using wrong word. Okay, some IDPs examples we can have Azure ADFS, Okta, SAP IAS, and SailPoint. Okay, this is some of the identity products we have. Now the question comes, okay, how IDPs can behave. So if I take example of Active Directory, just Active Directory, I'm telling guys, I'm not using Azure here. I'm just talking about Active Directory. Active Directory can store user, but it cannot authenticate user. Okay, so anything which has user store, you can call that as a IDP. But if I say Azure ADFS, okay, it has user store, also it has authentication service. Okay, so an IDP can behave like a user store alone, or authentication service, or user store and authentication service. These three flavors you can have. And even a identity provider which has both the feature sometimes works as a just user store, or sometimes works as a just authentication service, and sometimes works as a both. Okay, so it can different requirement, different projects, different availability or feasibility, or your require it changes. It can change its feature, it can adapt to the requirement. Okay, and that level of functionality your SAP IAS also has. Okay, so can anyone tell me why do we need identity
Ankit,
provider?
one query. What is like about the user store in the sense?
User store in the sense, okay, so let's say you have 5 lakhs employees. Okay, and you have 10
Okay.
different applications. Okay, which they are accessing. So what you will do in your any old traditional way, people were creating their user ID in each application, correct? And their user details gets stored in the database, which is utilized by that particular application, correct? So whenever you're trying to log in, the application is identifying you as per the details available in its own database, correct? But identity provider, what we started doing is we created a separate system. Okay, and I said your question will get answered. Just let me explain this slide. Automatically, your answer will be you will get your answer. Okay,
Okay.
you will get
Okay.
your answer. Okay, because the way I am going to help you with this, I really don't want to break that flow. But yes, that's what actually I'm going to explain this. Your question only I'm going to explain here. So why do we
Okay,
need
sure.
identity provider? Okay. So guys, previously in traditional way, we had one application, two application, three application, four or maybe five, 10, hundreds application in a company. Okay. And there are two big challenges. There are two big main challenges what we had when developers are developing the application, and they will develop this application once, and tomorrow, maybe after a year, your company want to develop different business application. They want to develop different application. For each application, traditionally they were doing authentication and authorization mechanism for each application. Okay, it was a very difficult job doing security, adding security features to application by hard coding is really tough job, and developer have to do it again and again whenever they are developing new application. This one, the challenge was with the developers. Okay, now the challenge with the users who are trying to access those application when it is developed. Maybe this application is supporting email ID for login. This application is supporting phone number for login. This application is supporting for combination of first name, last name. This application is supporting something else. For you as a user, it is really difficult to remember hundreds of user IDs, hundreds of password. Okay, it is really tough. Now some idea came in someone's mind and they said, hey, let's do one thing. Let's have one another system. What I can do, I will ask all the users to create their account here. Okay. They all will get added here. And I will create a trust between this application, this identity, this system with all the available application. Whenever they will try logging into this application, my developer will hard code something which will redirect them to this system. And we already have created trust between that. So it know this subsystem. Automatically, the authentication request will go to this system and it will check in database and will say, yes, this user exists in my list and will authenticate and the person will get authenticated for this application. Again, so he have to supply the user ID and password what he created while he created account in this system. Okay. Again, this application also trust this application also trust this application also trust this, and they have hard coded the redirect URI in all the application. Whenever user logs in, every time it goes here and it checks authentication done and will allow you in any application. Now you just need only one user ID and password to be able to log in all the application. And this system is called identity provider because it is providing identities to these applications. Once, and there is very good features later we got. Okay, later, initially this was it was just doing authentication. Later, as soon as we started evolving in this identity provider features, okay, it's also while authenticating, it also started transmitting some set of attributes which is has to the target application which you can customize. Okay, maybe your application needs some user data, right? May need some user attribute for different requirements. I definitely cannot go and explain that much. I can tell you 10 use cases here why it needs, but right now I don't have much time. So it started. So this is called identity provider, guys, and that's why we need it. Our developers' job is now very easy. They just need to develop application and they will just configure a URL, and which whenever authentication will come, you write direct here. And you also, as a user, will not need to remember hundreds of user ID and password. Is it clear now? So your question was, what do you mean by user store? Is it clear?
Yes, Ankit.
So guys, we have two type of identity product. Now we will try this was a very general discussion. Uh, I was not talking about with respect to SAP. I was just generally taking it anything in the world. If I talk about identity provider, it could be Azure, AWS, any application now you have everywhere single sign-on is there, and that is possible because of identity provider. And we'll come to that. Okay, that as well. So if I talk about in term of SAP, okay, SAP by default has one identity provider. Whenever any application, you as an individual person or a first person from any company will go ahead and try to subscribe for application, he have to create account on sap.com, and that's how there is one default identity provider. You can say as soon as you subscribe, automatically they have designed in such a way that during deployment automatically trust will be created with this. Okay, and you'll able to log in into this. So whenever you'll try to accessing this BTP global account, sub account, or anything, access UA, don't get confused. This manages authorization, guys, in BTP, which I am not going to cover in this session. But yes, that is feature which manages authorization. I will see if I have time, I will touch base in this a bit. Okay, so whenever you're trying to log in into this, it redirects request to this and you get authenticated if you have user in sap.com. Now, the challenge is this SAP identity services, it is managed by SAP. They will not give you access to do it. Okay. So you cannot ask all your employees. I have 3 lakhs employees and I cannot ask all my employees to go and create user ID there and then access here. It is very tough, and even SAP will not manage your identity. Okay. And you don't want to expose your all user records or your system data, system IDs to SAP, right? So this is something is not advisable to be used. Definitely, maybe 1%, 2% in your company will have always access using this, because at the end, this is the entry point actually. So we are going to use a custom identity provider here, where what I will do, I will ask all my employees to create users here, and I will create trust between this identity provider to my BTP. Any application running in this BTP would be able to use this as identity provider, and whenever trying to access that application, person will get authenticated using this. One more extension I have added here, corporate identity provider. I said identity authentication service is provided by SAP. Okay, SAP IAS or Cloud Identity Services, we say now. Okay, let's say you already have Okta or SailPoint or Ping Federate or LDAP or Azure AD already. Now you say I already have users available here, and again you want me to create users here. No, I don't want to do that. It's very tedious job. So your IAS has a capability where it will not store identity data, but it will get trusted with. So it's SAP recommendation that you should have IAS for all cloud SAP cloud system. And this IAS can again create a trust between this any identity provider you have. And whenever login request will come, IAS will delegate the authentication to corporate identity provider, and actually it will not have a user store, just will work as a proxy, and your user store is here, you will get authenticated by this, and again you will get access. So you don't need to worry about if you have Azure AD in your client's landscape and they say we are going to implement IAS, no problem. So I can create trust between your all the application, and this IAS can be get trusted your any corporate identity you have, and your authentication will happen as it is. It will show you Microsoft Azure AD screen whenever you are trying to log in into an application which is in BTP. It will not show you the identity authentication screen if you want to do this. That is always possible. Okay. So guys, let's do a hands-on how we can integrate a identity custom identity provider, which is nothing but I am using IAS for with a BTP sub account, so that any application running in a BTP sub account should be able to utilize IAS as an identity provider. Okay. Any questions anyone has? You guys are good with this?
What is there any limit for creating a user's package sub accounts?
Actually, you're not creating users in sub account. You're creating user in identity provider. There is a shadow gets created. I will show you how shadow gets created, and that shadow users will have some 3 to 4 attribute, but there is no limit as such you have. But you have flexibility. I will show you. Even if you want that users to get created in sub account or not, even you can automatically create users in sub account. Okay, but you always have the option that even the users will not reflect in sub account, they are just in identity provider only, but your all the authentication everything will happen even you don't have user in sub account. Okay, I will show you that. Okay, so that's what we are going to do hands on, and there this question what you ask automatically get answered. Okay, but there is no limit as such. I have seen creating users in the sub account.
So
Okay,
the user should have to be back in the identity provider if you want to
yes,
create a user.
it is in identity. It should be in identity provider only. If you are trying to manage users in your sub account, you will have to manually do it. And if you have 5 lakhs employees, you have to manually do it. If you don't have identity provider, which you cannot do it, and you will not be able to do it. It is very
In
tedious
that
job. Then how you
case,
will manage? How you will manage roles? Then fine, you created. Let's say you made five employees, and
in
they're
that,
creating. Yeah,
yeah,
tell
in
me.
that case, if we want to create any test IDs, then how can we use it to create?
Sorry, what can you come again, please?
If we want to do any test IDs or a test user IDs to test the things back in the system, how can
Yeah,
we
so
use it to create it?
one or two you can create, right? It's not restricting you to create there, right? We were able to create there, correct? We are able to create there. And okay, so let's do one thing. Uh, let's do this hands-on. These questions automatically it clears, then you ask questions again, okay? So yes. Your voice is very low. Someone is speaking. Your voice is very, very low. Could you please come again?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. So my question is that I don't want to use IAS as a proxy. I want to create users through Azure AD. Is that possible?
Yes, that is also possible. That is also possible. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes,
So
that is possible.
I haven't I haven't configured my IAS with my sub account. I just want to give access through Azure AD. So what
That's
is the
possible.
procedure? To create an IAS?
Yes, that procedure is there, but sorry, I would not able to cover in this. It will take around. It will take a lot of time to do those trust configuration with. I have to go and in Azure AD, I have to download SAML data from there, and then I have to upload in. That is process. So that I would not able to cover in this workshop right now. For that, you have to join my course. There, I will like there are different scenarios will cover there in that I cannot. I'm really sorry, but I don't have that much time. But IES I'm going to integrate right now here. Okay, which I'll show you. Okay. So guys, let's understand scenario. First, understand the task what we are going to do. I have a global account. Okay, and I have a sub account. Okay, now there is one application which is, I will take example of this one only, process automation application. What? Process automation application. And this process automation application is running within this sub account. Okay, now I want people to be able to log in into this application, uh, and their user is not available here in sub account, but their user is available in IAS. Okay, but yes, to be able to have users in IAS, first you have to subscribe IAS, or you have to subscribe Cloud Identity Services. Now, yes, last session I had covered, if you want to subscribe any service, that service must exist in a sub account. So normally what I will do, I will create another sub account. In that sub account, I will go ahead and assign a IAS entitlement, and then we'll go ahead and subscribe for IAS. And as soon as I will subscribe, my identity provider will get created. So let's go ahead and do that. So I already have a trial sub account created here, and I will assign entitlement of cloud identity services, which is nothing but identity provider, also called IAS and IPS, and will assign an entitlement and will subscribe it. And when once we'll subscribe, then we'll activate it and then we'll create a trust between this. Okay. So because you need identity provider now, right? You want identity provider should be able to authenticate users using this. So what I will do, I will go and subscribe IAS. So what first thing I have to do, I have to go to my global account and I have to assign an entitlement of IAS to sub account. Okay, where I want to subscribe, and I'm using this trial sub account which I already have created. I don't want to create maybe new sub account. Okay, so I will go to entitlement. I will go to service assignment. And here, if you want to subscribe, you want to assign entitlement of any service to sub account, you have to go to entity assignments. In entity assignments, you have to select which sub account you want to assign service to. Click on trial, click on select, and click on configure entitlement. Go to add service plan. And here you search for cloud identity services. So I have cloud identity services available, and I want to use application version. An API version is also available, guys. This is nothing but instance type. This will not have UI. You will have to create some service key for this, and that service key you will bind with any application which may want to use API type of access for IAS. But here I am creating full-fledged. I want to use this as a full-fledged application. I will click on application. I will add a service plan, and I will save my service plan. Now, one entity of cloud identity services has been assigned to my trial sub account. Let's go in trial sub account and just check whether it is available. Okay, I went ahead and I opened this trial account, and in this I will go to service marketplace. Now I'm going to subscribe cloud identity services. In service marketplace, see, someone was asking before session starts, this is how you can differentiate which are service, which are applications, which are, so applications are full-fledged application. They will have proper AI UI with it. These are supporting services which are just instance will give you API access or broker access, and these developers will subscribe and will use this to develop applications, to add features in application. And there are also a lot of services available which developers will not use, but even as we as a security consultant can use, like authorization and trust management service and all those. But there are a lot of use cases which we cannot discuss here, at least in this training. And environment as nothing but these Cloud Foundry, Kaima, or ABAP environments, right? Normally you can have. So I am looking for UI based identity provider. Okay, so I'll select applications or don't select anything, just search cloud identity services. See, I have a cloud identity services. I'll go and click on create. Okay. So normally what guys happened, as soon as you click on create, you'll just create it the way yesterday last session we had subscribed for this thing. We had subscribed for build process automation. Same way you just create and you'll get subscribed, and you will see in instances of subscription. I maybe show you here for this sub account. So in this trial sub account, I already have subscribed. I have one more. See, that's why I had a backup backup BTP cockpit available. Sometimes it gives you surprises. Okay, and I really did not wanted to have any surprises. That's why I had one backup already created. Okay, so if I go to instances and subscription, okay, I did nothing. I had went to service marketplace of here, went search for cloud identity services and clicked, and as soon as I did, it got subscribed. Okay, once it got subscribed, you'll open this. So normally how cloud identity services work, as soon as you subscribe, you get an email. Okay, the one who subscribe, he gets an email, and you have to create account, and you will have your user created here. See, this is different email ID I have used for me, and so this one user automatically got created in IAS. Okay, one user automatically got created in IAS. Okay, now here you can create more users or you can import users. You can see 25,000 users you can import in one shot. But yes, there is a format. Those are the things you can do. But manually, I can go ahead and create. I can write. Okay, so anyone have a can anyone please give your email ID? I will create user. You will see you will receive an email and you have to activate. So I can send activation mail or set initial password or set is just active, but he should not get any email. I'm not setting any password, but later maybe whenever I want to do it, I can do it. So I will just provide first name as maybe Rohan. Okay. Last name is maybe Ranjan, and email I give Rohan at mentorspool.com. Login name, sorry, I can just leave this. It is employee or partner or who type, what type of, you can keep and send activation email. I will add. As soon as I will do is, Rohan will get an email. He will have to verify email, create his password, and he will get created. Now Rohan's ID is available here. Okay, now what I can do, what I want, this is my identity product, nothing but IAS and IPS, and it has lot of features, guys. So this is nothing but will help you doing identity and access management. Okay, there are a lot of features you have. We can maybe quickly go through this at the end. Okay, but right now I have IAS available. Now I have users available. I can import 10,000, 20,000, 1 lakh user in this. Okay, but my users will only be able to log in into any application if until and unless they have a trust configured. Okay, so now let me see. I have an application which is build process automation available in this my sub account. Okay, now I want this application or any of the application, all the application which is subscribed in this sub account. If you are creating trust between IES with that sub account, all the applications available there will be able to use that IES as a authentication service. But let's say there is an application running in a different sub account, then again separately you have to create trust between that sub account. Okay, so my agenda is what my task was. I have a SAP build process automation subscribed in this, and I want to log in this using identity provider. So what I will do, I have to create a trust. How you can create a trust? We have to go to security, and there is a trust configuration option.
So
Okay.
if simply we add user, so he won't get access, right? We need to do this configuration.
Yes.
Even under roles.
Yeah. Anyone else was asking something?
Yeah, Ankit. So like for creating a user, right? It is like a case sensitive that we would be enabling like should we use only lowercase or at least like should we have to use only uppercase because like I'm asking
No, so users you can create the way you want it, okay, either uppercase and lowercase, but system to system, if there is any requirement, you want to convert that lowercase into uppercase into lowercase in whatever case, okay, maybe your target system, which may be target system using this IAS. So for particular that target system, you have an option to do configuration, which will convert that main, subject name identifier login, whatever user is using to login for each different target application which is getting onboarded in IAS. You can do that configuration. You can convert into lowercase uppercase depending upon your
okay.
system requirement. That configurations you have to do this in IAS corresponding to. So if you wanted to use, okay, so let's understand this. Maybe I'll touch base that in hands-on. That is not part of this session, but I will try helping you. Okay, but yes, that is feature is available with IAS. So you have to have an option where you can convert the uppercase in lowercase or lowercase to uppercase. Okay, fine. So guys, now what I want to do. So if I should have a diagram. I should have a good diagram which I can show and explain you. That would be a bit better. So let me do one thing. I will create a diagram quickly in front of you guys. Okay. So this is our BTP. Let me add a PPT in this one slide in this. Okay. So I can just insert a shape. This is my BTP cockpit. And this is our IAS. Okay, and this is a BTP sub account. Okay, BTP sub account, and this is our IAS. Okay, now what we want to do? We want to create trust between these two. Okay, why? Because we have maybe there is application. There is application which is nothing but business build process automation is running in this sub account. So users should, when they are logging, they should be get authenticated with the IAS. So I need to create trust between this. How I can achieve this? The process is very, very simple. If I open you the slide and show you this step by step, download SAML metadata file from subscriber account and subscriber account. It means BTP sub account. Okay, subscriber sub account. Okay, now what you need to do, we'll follow this step. We'll have to go and download metadata. And guys, one more thing. How you can create a trust between sub account and IAS? The way is, so we were using here. The way is you have two options. One is OpenID Connect. Okay, which I already have done. I can delete this maybe. Okay, so there are two ways you can create a trust between IAS and your sub account. One is OpenID Connect, one is SAML. Both has its own feature. Right now, I am going to follow the SAML thing. What steps, what I'm following. That's why I have clearly mentioned here in my PPT that using SAML, I'm not going to use OpenID Connect. Each has different functionality. So what I have to first step is I have to download a SAML metadata from this sub account. What is metadata? I'll explain you. Don't worry. Okay, and what it has. And while I'll do and explain you, it will be better for you to understand. Okay, so I have a SAML metadata available here. I can download here. Okay, I downloaded this SAML metadata. Now it says you go and you have to. So this is a sub account, right? And in this sub account, I have an application running, which is a business build process automation. Now I have to onboard this business process automation. Actually, business process automation app, we are not onboarding. We are onboarding this sub account. So what I can do in IAS, let's go in IAS. This is our IAS. And let's go to application and resources and application. So who all application want to use IAS as an identity provider, you have to onboard them one by one. Now I want to onboard build process automation sub account. Okay, I created this application. I will provide home URL. Home URL is nothing but you can provide home URL of this business build process automation app. Maybe because you are creating the trust for this. Usually we don't keep two applications in one sub account, guys. But yes, here in its training for training purpose, I have just did it. Okay, so I will provide home URL. Type what type of application it is. So see, it is giving. If you can see your S4 HANA Cloud, you can integrate with IAS Success Factor, Customer Data Solutions, Central Business Configuration, SAP Cloud Solutions, SAP On-Premise Solution, Qualtrics, non-SAP Solutions. This is what we are going to integrate. We are going to integrate SAP Cloud Solutions. Okay, so we can select. We can even write unknown, no problem. But we always have these many options available. See, these all the options in Analytics Cloud, Ariba, all these can use IAS as an identity provider. Okay, so what our solution is? Our solution is uh, something which is running in our sub account. So let's search SAP Ariba, no BTP solution. See, SAP BTP solution. And I want to do it by SAML 2.0. That's why I have selected SAML 2.0. Click on create. Okay, as soon as you
What is the
click on
difference
create,
between SAML 2.0 and OpenID?
there is a technical differences. OpenID Connect works on auth concept, and SAML work on metadata exchange concept. Okay, that is one second, guys. So that I don't have time to explain, but let me see slides.
See, if we are creating a user in our organization, so we don't need to do all these. Directly we can give access.
One user is fine, but yes, if why you will just have one user, you'll have a lot of user, right? So guys, I
Belongs to
want
same
to
or
one second. Yes, yeah. What you were asking?
if we are creating users under our organization, so
Mm-hmm.
then we need to configure all this.
Yes. It's admin job. It's main admin job. Security people will not do this, what I'm doing right now. It's administrator's job will do. I will differentiate that. Okay, this is SAML to system exchange metadata. But in OpenID Connect, there is a server, it works as an authorization server and it provides token to that application. So your ID service IAS will get a authorization server binded with it. An authorization server is nothing but access UA service you have on BTP, and that service will provide a token. Whenever authentication will request, a token will be provided, and this token, along with some attributes, will be given to your application, and then people person will be able to log in into this. So it's authorized
So
server,
when
guys. I can
the
explain
most
it very detailed. I can take 15 minutes just explaining this only. Okay, but I really don't have much time. But someone asked, so I thought of telling you this, this complete, PPT we have that normally we deliver training, right? So I had this prepared. That's why I just opened it for you guys. Okay, so the difference is SAML metadata exchange you do, and there you do it works on auth concept and it works on metadata exchange concept. What is metadata? I will tell you. Don't worry. So what I have done, what I did here, I wanted to onboard that sub account in which BP application there. So I have to come and I have to create application in this IAS, and I will select application as a BTP solution and I will give a name. Now, if I come to SAML 2.0 configuration, it has option to upload metadata. So I will browse metadata, and this is the metadata I downloaded. I will open it. Okay, what this metadata has, it has a link to that sub account. It has different different, you can say, API endpoints, where see single logout endpoint. If you are using in certificate also it is using. Okay, these are a post request, redirect request. So what will happen when you will create a trust and person will try to log in, user ID will be sent, right? user ID will be authenticated and on the login page, and then it will check in identity provider. Identity provider will send then authentication success message to the target applications. So they need to know each other. They need this IAS should know the endpoints of BTP sub account, and the BTP sub account should know the IAS endpoints of this IAS. So now we have able to upload metadata from BTP. Now IAS knows corresponding to this application, these are the endpoints which are nothing but the endpoints of different redirect URIs for that BTP sub account. Now IAS knows, but BTP doesn't know yet. So what BTP needs? BTP says, IAS, can you also please provide metadata to me? IAS says, yes. You have to do one thing. You have to go to tenant settings. Okay. Oh, I have not saved it. I will have to save it. Okay. I saved it. Now you uploaded metadata here, but now BTP says, IAS, you also tell me your metadata, and then only I will be able to know you. So you can come in tenant settings and you can go to SAML 2.0 configuration for this, and you can download metadata from here. Now it has this metadata is what it has. It has, see, nothing but link to this. It has redirect URIs, post, APIs it has. Now assertions consumer, I will tell you what assertions attributes are. Then you will understand why it is getting used, and binding. These are details it has. So which you have downloaded. Now you have to go to BTP and again, okay. So in trust configuration, and you have to create new trust configuration where you have to upload the metadata what you downloaded. Okay, I can provide name IAS IAS IDP. Okay, and description you can rewrite custom identity provider. Okay, and status. One thing I wanted to show you guys before doing this, what I can do if I duplicate this. Okay, I'll duplicate this. Okay, because if I'll do trust, then we'll get a different option. But before than that, I want to show you something. Instance and subscription. Now, if you give this login ID, the login to this build process automation copy link, and let's open in incognito window. Just click here. See, it is going to account.sap.com default identity provider. Okay, you can log in using this. Okay, let's see the change in behavior once we'll do configuration. Okay, now I have been able to create. So let's go and available for user login. You can disable it and you can use the default identity provider only. Create shadow user creation. I will explain you this. Don't worry. Just remember these two options were there. Okay, I will click on save. I have been able to save now. Now let's go and try accessing that link again. Let me refresh this.
I have an S user. Can I use my S user to log in with default one?
Yes, if your S user is linked to the email ID which you have used in this sub account, then yes.
Okay. Okay.
Got it? So my
now,
identity.
sorry, just to clear, I mean, now you can use any of these identity providers to log into the app.
Correct.
As
Or
many as they are
you can
available,
come and
you can have
disable
options.
this one, default one.
Yeah.
And
This
then
was
only
just to
this.
explain. Yeah.
Okay. So you can disable this. Okay. Now both should be available. So let's go in instances and subscription. I will again build process automation. Copy. Go in. See, it is giving me two options now. You want to go ahead with default identity provider, or you are to go ahead with this. Before doing this, guys, I want to show you something. users. See, I have not created any user for me, okay? Even if this user was created, but this is using default identity provider. Default, the see only 3 users are there. Okay, but let me log in first using that. So this is where we were logging, right? I will provide my, we are at the, okay, this is where. Now I don't want to select this. If I will select this, then automatically it will go to accounts.hanaondemand.com. Okay, but I want to select this one. Please mute yourself. You're not speaking, guys, please. Okay, so I'll provide my user ID and user details. So let me quickly copy because email ID is anyway same, right? So I will copy this email and I will provide this and I'll provide user ID, password. I logged in. My authentication is successful, but I don't have any roles assigned. That's why it says access denied. Okay, so let's go and see.
So whether previously this account has a yes user ID?
There is no user ID required for custom identity provider. Custom identity provider, your own one, right? In case of SAC, user ID is different concept altogether. You don't need to worry about. You just have normal account also without. If you don't have any user ID, you just have a account available on sap.com with this email ID. Then you can use the default identity provider. Or if you want to use custom identity provider, then your account should be available because this account is available here, right? See, in this custom identity, because I was the one who subscribed this IAS. So automatically my users get created, this user, right? Using this user, now I have been able to log in here. And let me refresh this and let's see the change.
Ankit, just for our reference, for default identity provider, there is no requirement to do SAML configuration. It's predefined by SAP.
Yeah, and actually they don't use SAML configuration, they use OpenID Connect, okay? If I show you in the sub account, I'll show you. See, automatically, guys, see one user get created for me. See here.
Yes, yes.
You don't need to create users here, guys. You can automate user creation. You come and upload 1,000 employees in this and give them link. They will be authenticate automatically. Automatically, these details. See how these details come. Now it know my name also. It knows last name also. It gave a user ID as well, and it shows this. This has created by IAS IDP.
Okay.
Okay,
Even
automatically
without
got created.
creating account, like we can give
Sorry.
access.
Now, if you want, we automated authentication or user creation, but I can manually go ahead and assign roles to this, and then he will get access using this. But let's say I want to automate even authorization as well, and that is called federated authorization, which I can tell you concept. So what you have to do, you have to come to IAS, you have to come to group, and you have to create a group. Maybe you want to say BAS build BP BPA developer access. Now you want to give to person who is in this. Okay, you will create a group. I will display name, description, or you can write, but leave it. I'll not do it. Now you can. This is group you created. Now you can add user in this group. Let's say I'm adding myself. Add. I added. Now, sorry. Now this group I can map with the role collection available here. There is a possibility how you can map these role collections. These role collections, whatever available, we can map this with the groups available here, and automatically people will be having this group. The people already having are a part of this group will get access to these, and that is called federated authorization. I'm not going to cover this in this. How to do this? That will be a part of our real training.
These groups. So you said like we can map it through a role collection. Can we do for a role? not for the role collection.
No role you cannot do. Always, if you want to utilize even a single role, okay, in any case, you have to create a role collection with single role. Roles you cannot assign. You can map role collections with the group, and all the people in this group during authentication only authorization will also get checked and they will get authorized. But right now, what I'm doing, I'm going ahead and manually assign. So this is my user got created, but other ways I can manually do it. I can come and assign role to this. I want to assign business developer role or business app. Sorry, I want build process automation. See, it has business application studio roles as well, because business application studio is also subscribed along with a business process automation, right? Assign roles. Now, if I go there,
Ankit,
this
sorry for
one,
the
right?
interruption. And the typical one example, I have created user directly in some account. I haven't used IAS. So I just, okay, I thought like, okay, I have done the mistake. So if I go back and if I give a same details through IAS, will that be overwritten or else will it be created twice?
So you created, so while you created the user, while you created the user, let me go here. Sorry. While you, okay, so you're telling I can go ahead and create user here. Okay. Now see, if your IAS is not configured, so it's saying, right, this user, see, this is same email ID, this is same email ID, same email ID. But this is coming from default identity provider, this is coming from customer. That's why these two are different. Okay. Or now, if you have identity provider configured, you can create user and select identity pro. One second. So let me create user. Let me give something. So it will get created by default identity provider. See.
So
But
once
people will be
the
coming from
customer is
there, will
configured,
get.
then we can able to use the identity provider that we have created custom, right?
Yes,
This
yes.
is how it. Okay.
Correct. Here it is not giving option now. Previously they were even giving option. You create, you when you select default identity provider, they have changed this, and you can select custom identity provider. During authentication, details automatically get populated. So this is how, guys, automatically. But if you are creating here, see, it is now they are not giving you an option to custom identity provider. Your user will get created in default identity provider. You don't have any feasibility to create users even custom identity. You have to do this way only. You have to create users here, create a trust. First time login attempt will happen, automatically your user will get created. Now, yes, authorization you can explicitly assign here, or you can automate authorization using group concept. So you have to create groups here, add users in the group, and those groups you can map with the role collections here available, and how it is done, which I'm not going to cover in this.
Yeah, Ankit, just for one thing. So I have a downtime for IAS where I was not able to open IAS. But however, I need to create user. I came to sub account and I have created by selecting, default identity. Sorry, custom IAS one. So I have created and then I have assigned the role. Do we need to get back this user again to IAS level at application, or else
Yes.
is that
Okay. Yes, you have to do that, because during authentication, so that's what I'm going to come there. So guys, you asked question, but I already have planned that. That also is going to cover. So I'm going to talk about assertions attribute now. Okay. So just give me 2 minutes. Your question will be answered automatically. Okay. So let's go and see. We had onboarded one application, and this is application. This was the application we onboarded. And here you have option to choose a subject name identifier. Now you have these many attribute. Whatever you will select, the person can use this in a login page. So right now it is user ID selected and fallback attribute. Let's say if this is not available, then even person, if you select email ID, then person should be able to log in using this or this. Both they will be able to log in. So you saw, right, when the login page comes here, this if I back to log on, see, it is asking, and if I select this one, it says email and username. It means either email or username I can use here. Okay, but let's say this is not available, but you want to use something else also. Now you can select, you can come into your IAS. So subject name identifier is nothing but what all the options you want to give people to be able to use at the login page. You can, this is user ID, and anyway, this you can select as a fallback attribute. Anything. They even can log in using this then. Okay, this is what subject name identifier is. Now come to the assertion attribute. I'm not going to save this. Now come to the assertion attribute. Okay, what is assertion attribute? Assertions attributes are those set of attributes which will be transferred from identity provider to target application during authentication. And that's why you see that. So see, I have created this email ID. As soon as this email ID will get created in sap.com and I will try to log in using default identity provider, automatically my first name, last name, these things will come because SAP during the configuration of SAP ID service, automatically they select these assertions attribute, and those assertions attributes are transferred to the target application while authentication. And the same thing will happen here. Guys, they disabled this option. Otherwise, previously we would have just added the email ID and we would have selected custom identity provider and do. So when we'll do it like this, we'll get it. And here it is shows custom identity provider, but you would not see first name, last name, this. As soon as first time you will log in, automatically these details will get populated. Why these details will get populated? Because I'll be selecting these assertions attributes. Assertions attributes are those attributes which you can add here, and those attributes during the authentication will get transferred to your target application. And that's how it gets to know what is the first name, last name. From here only it gets to know, and it updates therein. And this user what got created here, this is nothing but shadow user. This is nothing but shadow user. Shadow user of what? This is a user actually available with P000 in IAS, and there is a user got created. So real user is this. Real user is this. But shadow user is this. So this is called shadow user. These all are shadow user, guys. This is the shadow user. Okay, so I'll take this example. This is a shadow user for the account or user ID I have in sap.com, and this is a shadow user for ID I have created in my custom identity provider. And that's what you configure here, what all the details. So what all the details you wanted to transfer from identity provider to target application. And that's what, if I open this PPT, talks about the SAML, SAML, where it went. See this one. And when authentication happen, automatically SAML one token gets generated, is transferred, and the IDP shares these set of attributes, whatever you select as a SAML assertions, and they will get transferred to the target application. Okay. So we have been able to achieve whatever we wanted to do. Now I can log in. Okay, so we had not logged in, right? So we assigned roles, but we did not check whether it is working properly or not, right? We assigned roles. So let me go let me go to the trial account. I'll get user and I'll log in. I don't want to type it, so I'll directly copy it from here. So see, my roles has been assigned even using custom identity provider. Why? Because I came here, and gave access to this ID, this ID, and I added these roles. Sorry? Sorry, can you come again? Sorry. Hello?
Go on, Ankit.
Okay, so your answer, someone asked question, right? How it updates here? How duplicates comes, or this is how it updates, and this is how it
Yeah,
matches. Okay, so guys, so let me go ahead and check the PPT where we have reached till now. So I said, here we understood that identity provider restores data. We saw that it verifies your identity. We saw that single sign on. It can, let's say there are 10 applications you onboarded, 10 applications you onboarded in IAS here. Okay. I can keep adding different. You saw there are big list. All those systems are supported, and all 10. If this IAS is logged in one tab, and you open 100 systems which are created trust, and automatically you'll be able to log in that without any user authentication. And that's how single sign on, we say IAS support single sign on. Okay, these are basic features we understood, and let's go and see what else IAS can do. Okay, SAP IAS is an identity provider provided by SAP. IAS works as a custom identity provider, as let you identify and let you do identity and access management for SAP cloud applications. Okay, SAP IAS can help you to do below things: user and group management, configure, exclude list from different user attributes, sending customize a set of user attributes to target application during authentication. This is SAML assertions attribute. Delegate authentication. You can use any corporate identity provider to get authenticated, where IAS can delegate authentication to there, but you have to create a trust between that. Federated authorization is nothing but automatic role assignments to the user you have created in your cockpit. Single sign-on, multi-factor authentication, risk-based authentication, real-time provisioning, conditional authentication, concurrent access management, password policy setup, login customizing, security alerting, and these are nothing but these are the things which we can do here. Okay, so that is what we can do with IAS, and that is just limited. There are a lot of features, lot of functionalities. You could be having any different type of requirement, your client requirement. If identity provider is concerned, IAS can do a lot for you. Okay,
So
so
Ankit,
guys,
all those features that you showed for IAS in the slide will be covered as part of BTP security training. Risk
yes,
based
these are very
delegated
less. These are very
authentication
less
and
covered. These are very less covered. There are a lot of more are there. We'll cover in our training. So if I show you the training, okay. So this is identity. This is identity access governance course, but this is identity and access management. So let's go slide by slide in this. Maybe I'll help you. Anyway, this is BTP overview. Now different between authentication authorization. Now here CFEUA authorization also comes here in picture. Then some more authorization trust management service concept, then access security. This is application security part, actually a bit I have added here, but here our identity and access management it starts. Okay, introduction to cloud identity management. Cloud identity services, nothing but IAS features, scenarios, use cases. Then cloud identity initial setups, where we do all the configuration using OpenID Connect, SAML protocol. Then set up federated authorization. Then cloud identity user and authorization, like user management, group management, adding administrator of different type of administration, importing user, exporting user, understanding schema available in IAS, setting up exclude list, then onboarding application IAS, term of use document, privacy policy document, customizing email templates. All these things you can do in IAS for all your applications. Tenant setting and information system notification, alert, security alerting, blocking and deletion, logon, LER, risk-based authentication, multi-factor authentication, SAML 2.0 configuration, trusted domain configuration, and then corporate identity. Again, what is corporate identity provider? Understanding these. Okay, so guys, here, so there is, I guess this should be in these two lines should be in previously, but it came. Now cloud identity services monitoring. After that, IPS, cloud IPS overview, IPS use cases. IPS is identity provisioning service, which reads data from one system, writes into another system. This is limited to user data. Let's say you want to transfer all the Azure AD data in IAS. You want to transfer all success factors user records in S4 HANA, or all success factor records in IAS, right? So maybe you don't have identity provider, but you have SuccessFactors which has user records. So you can read all the user records from SuccessFactors and write into IAS, and IAS will start doing authentication for all your applications. You have to do that. IPS proxy system, source system, target framework. So it's all this. Every single line is written for each and everything what you have as a part of this IAS. So if I come to this IAS screen, sorry, yeah, this IAS screen. So if you see user management group, administrator, import, export, these all, every single line, whatever written, I am covering there. Okay. And even in this, go to application. If you go to within application, let me select this application. You have these many configurations. This all will be covered. These many configuration all will be covered. These all will be covered. Then tenant settings. This itself have lot of configuration in each section. Okay, this all is a part of training. Yeah.
Hello.
Ankit, in the IPS, would you be covering the transformation part as well for the JSON, or it would be overall overview in the
It will be
training?
overview. That is, I'll tell you, that is a transformation part is JSON expert. But yes, you will when we'll be covering, because we'll be doing proxy system configuration, we'll be doing source and target, because proxy will do for IAG or IDM. When you learn IAG training, so if I open IAG training, so IAG uses IPS as a proxy. Okay. IAG uses IPS as a proxy system to integrate any cloud applications. And that time we'll see read and write both transformations. We'll do some one or two how to
So,
change transformation. So let's say, okay, I'll take
okay.
example of transformation. You asked how you will cover transformation. I want all the user from Azure AD to get inserted in IAS, and also automatically mail should be sent to them for creating their account. So I will change in transformation. I will change the value of some attributes, and it will automatically send email as soon as the users will get from SuccessFactors to IAS or from Azure AD to IAS. That small changes you can do, but we as a security consultant are not required to do that. You have to go to a JSON consultant, and that's why these browsing we are doing for this SAML data exchange, we can do it manually. We can copy details from here, paste it there, but we are not good at that. Okay, so why we'll learn that and why we'll do that?
Yeah, just to understand how much level deep will be there. Okay, thanks.
Okay,
Hello.
so this is,
I have a question.
I will take all the questions. Please let me cover these two things, and then it will be open for questions only.
Yes, thank you.
So guys, I explained you one thing. I explained you can, what you can do. You can come in IAS. In IAS, you can create users. You can create groups. You can add users in a group. Now, adding users in a group is again a manual task, and you want to automate that as well, and that is also possible. How that is possible? Then you need access governance tool, which is IAG, and that is one very simple thing I'm talking about IAG. Okay, but yes, let's understand this was all about identity and access management. Let's touch base a bit on identity and access governance. Okay, so we have a tool called SAP IAG in BTP. Guys, I would request to please unmute if you're not speaking. Thank you so much. Okay, so cloud identity access governance. This is nothing but, if you are from GRC background, you will very well understand. Okay, so fine, I am able to manage my identities. I am able to assign authorization. But if you want to automate, who will be manually assigning the authorization? Who will be taking care of whether there is some risk to what all the authorization has been assigned? Let's say there is a new joinee came in your company. Now, do you want someone go and create his user, or maybe add him in IAS, or maybe automatically he's getting into IAS, but maybe he don't have access to different system, right? Who will take care of that? Now, IAG is a tool where that person who join your organization can go and create access request for him. He can select all those systems which are managed by IAG. He can select relevant system. He can request for some relevant role, and automatically the approval will be sent to the people who are owning those systems, who are owning those rules, and they will approve, and automatically person will get access to the system. Okay, so access request is one of the feature of GRC, or you can say IAG. Access risk analysis. Let's say people are, you have 10,000 employees and everyone have user created, they are accessing the system and they have roles assigned, but periodically you do assessment of whatever roles and authorization you have assigned, whether there any risk, someone have more access or someone have less access. Those you do access risk analysis in IAG. Okay, you can do access certification. There are a list of accesses you already have created, which you can certify them that, hey, these accesses are very secured. These are very valid set of roles has been allocated in this access, and they are certified and can be used directly, even they would not need a lot of assessment and all. Or you can create some rules. So IAG is a tool which is nothing but has a feature like GRC you have in on-premise. You can do privileged access management. So let's say you have access, but someday there is an incident happen where you may need more access. So one automatically it will create an ID for you, which is privileged ID, and it will be assigned to your user ID, and you can do elevated task which even you normally in normal case you don't have, and you'll be monitored properly whether you have done whatever you are required to, or you have done something more, or you have done something wrong, right? So those things we can manage by IAG, which is access governance tool. Now let's try understanding a bit how IAG is helping us. IAG is one system. I said you these things you can do, but how the architecture looks like, it's very small architecture. I have just created this for people who don't have knowledge in GRC, because I know there are some people, and IAG is a tool which doesn't need knowledge in GRC, guys. Okay, if you have, it is very nice, but when the way I will teach, I know I don't want you to learn GRC if you want to learn IAG. Okay, so IAG is a tool. You have IDP created, you have users all available in IAS. Users will get authenticated by IDP. Okay, and they will get access to IAG, and now they can do their job. Okay, so now a person, I have just taken one example of access request. Now a new joiner came, he have a user ID create, because IDP is what? Identity provider, IAS, right? And IAS may be getting data from SuccessFactor or Azure AD. Automatically, your user ID will get created here, right? And you can authenticate to all the application which is trusted to this IDP. Now you are authenticated, but now you need access to some particular systems in your landscape. Okay, so you can raise an access request in IAG, and there you will get option select which system you want to raise access request for yourself or maybe for others. You can select system, you can check what the roles, you have to submit the you have to select the who is the manager of, who is approval, who can approve this access, and automatically access request is managed by IAG. Someone will not have to come and create your account, then assign roles or add you in groups. All those IAG only can manage. This is what IAG is, and we provide training on IAG as well, which is very well detailed. We start with introduction to IAG. We do all BTP initial setup. We subscribe IAG. We do IAS configuration for IAG. IAG uses IPS for a different purpose as well. Okay, for different purposes, not just uses IAS for this federated authorization, but it uses IAG for some role, some owners and all configuration we do in we have in IAG, which is managed by IAS groups only. Okay, that configuration will do. Then IAG integration with on-premise system will use cloud connector to integrate, will show step-by-step configuration, identity provisioning. IPS will be taught, where IPS proxy scenario will be taught. IAS source and target framework will be taught in IAM training, but IPS proxy will be taught in your IAG training, because IAG is a risk and governance. IAG is a provisioning tool. It raises provisioning request, and IPS just delegate, just used as a proxy here. Okay, that's why we say IPS is a proxy. Then we do master set data setup of IAG, IAG repository and job analysis, access risk, access role designing, access request, access certification, privileged access management at that IAG bridge. Okay, this all will do hands-on. And if I open any training of IAG, this is IAG. See, every lecture is for 3 hours, and it is 15 sessions. Around 45 hours has been covered in this. Normally we promise 30-35, but if people are very interactive, they're very good. We have documentation prepared very nicely for each and every topic. Okay, we have assignments prepared. So for on BTP, you have all the for anything, let anything I can open. Let me open maybe this access risk analysis. Access risk analysis. See, if I show you this PPT, see, it's all very maintained, proper screenshot. Every single thing is well maintained. You get access to this. You get assignments every day. These two trainings are for security consultant. And yes, my agenda also was to help how it is different. So guys, administrator just need to do these jobs. Okay. So if I open IAS, if you are a BTP admin and all basis consultant, on-premise consultant also need to set up these identity provider. So if I open IAS, let me open IAS. It is administrator job to create user. It is administrator job to integrate this IAS with your sub account or any application, could be SAC, IBP, Ariba, Success Factor, all those things. Even in case of IAG, IPS also sometime you administrator does. They have to integrate cloud system with IAG. Okay, so but it depends company to company. But what security people will do, all the tenant settings security people will do, all these settings people will do, security people will do. Your responsibility is, so you security consultant will be added here as an administrator, and one administrator can have do these type of things. Okay, so security people will more do these things. Administrate basis administration also need to do around 25 to 30% of things in IAS. That's why I say line is very thin between basis and security. All security consultants should know basis, all basis should know security, because right now these things are very new and you can be asked to do whatever required. Okay, and if you're not able to do it, then you'll be behind in the queue. Someone else will take that opportunity. Okay, so that's why for security consultant, you should go ahead and, or if you're from GRC background, then you can target IAG as well. And sooner or later, you have to upgrade on IAG. You cannot get rid of IAG, I'll tell you. Okay, so
So,
these are the
Ankit,
batches. Yeah.
yeah. So, out of curiosity, so can you just show us how the IAG tool looks like and what are the things that is inside it?
Okay, I'm opening the IAG tool. See, I have customized this my login page. It's not copying SAP, that you can do by IAS. So this is our IAG. And if you see applications, functions, 35 applications we have integrated, and these all done in training. Okay, people do hands-on, they integrate their own BTP with this, and you have, so these all the systems are integrated here. On-premise systems, cloud systems are integrated in this, and these all hands-on done by participants. We have a lot of data. This is what IAG is, and this will be taught in detail. Okay, all I told you, right? Access analysis, role designer, access request others, access certification, privilege access management, and administration. Okay, this is IAG.
So, Ankit, do you also provide
But
access of
Ankit,
this system, right?
privileged
From the
access
hands-on.
management is
Sorry?
privileged access management is a beta version, right?
No, very good. It works. Very nice. It works. Very nice. You would say this is one of the very nice thing. Initially, I know it is not working, but right now it works very well. It has very
Ankit,
good.
okay. Ankit, I was asking, in your training, you also provide access of the system, like to have more hands-on, right?
Yes, yes. You'll have 3 month of 2 month of free access, 1 more month extension for free for IAG, IAS, IPS. Yeah, you will get access to the system. And I'll tell you, see, I have completed around 20 batches of IAG and BTP security from last 2 years. Okay, and it's not new to me, and that's why if I open, sorry,
G is missing.
see, okay, I will do newest. See, this is IAG review. Okay, BTP, IAG, BTP security. This is IAS, IPS review. Today, it came today. One batch I completed last week. Okay. See, this is for workshop. There someone, if this is for SAC, someone have given. Then see again, it's for IAG and BTP security. Again, Venkat, you can search these people. You will get these people on LinkedIn. Praveen, this again IAG and BTP security. IAG and it's IMO. She has taken only IAS and IPS. She did not take IAG. He have taken a development, IAG, IAS, IPS, everything. See, it's IAG and BTP security. Search these people. These all you will get. These all people you will get on, or I am giving you one link. There it is. So if I open this Google Drive, guys, I have updated things here. So this link is getting shared in the chat. See, I have added the reviews, okay? And you can ping these people. See, these are people, their LinkedIn profile. You can ping them and ask them about the quality. Okay, these are just less. Apart from this 20 are there like this only. So the way I'm teaching, it is going to be the same. Okay, so this is what, and if I talk about available batches we have, these are the IAG batch 12th number. All are starting from till I have 5-6 trainers. It's not I have 50 trainers in BTP. Okay, so people I run parallel batches also. So I'm starting all in short on this. These are the available. You can go ahead and check the demos. So if I open this, go and demo 1 second. See, BT Web Decision Operation demo, development with CAP demo, development with RAP demo, BTP application security, BTP identity and access management, identity access governance, integration suite, build process automation, data sphere, field glass, SAP Analytics Cloud, SAC planning, PAPM, PEO. All these you can check and check. This is something BTP is not new for us at least. I know it from last 3 years. I have been providing training on this, or 3 to 4 years. Okay.
Ankit, you will be the trainer or someone else will take?
Other trainers are also there. So I will tell you, IAG will be taken care by someone else. For IAG, I have 3-4 trainers. For IAM mostly I only take. Admin and IAM I only take, and IAG will be taken by other trainers. And don't worry about me or other trainer. You can see for IAG and all everything, all reviews are for IAG also. So it will go for around 50 hours, and you can go ahead and learn. So what I had opened this is so these are the batches, and this is nothing but the content which I showed you already, and this is assignment for you guys today. So this is your assignment. You can create a trial account. In trial account, you will get IAS for free. You can do this. Okay. One thing I did not taught you guys, I taught you how to create a user, how to add user in that I taught you. Yeah, I taught you that as well. So this is available in, and which I have uploaded in this Google Drive. Here you have assignment for day 2. And again, you can join, and we are providing course completion, this workshop completion certificate. Okay, if you want to use it. Okay, I have assessment for you guys. Just take it. These all like common, I do assessment for each training. For IAM, I have assessment. For each training, I have very good assessments. Okay, so even for this also, I thought I should prepare something for you, and you will be able to answer everything if you have really, really tried listening me properly. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll give you assessment here in the link in the chat. You can go and have a look on this. Okay, there is a link I gave. If this is for assessment, you can go ahead and take out the assessment. Okay. Okay, guys. So that's all I have for today. But yes, if you have any questions, any query, please tell me. And yes, you can request your certification for this workshop. So if you have attended this, you can get a certificate out of it. Let me give you. You just request certificate here. Provide your name. Let me open this and I'll show you. Okay. So this is a certificate. You just have to provide your email ID where you want the certificate to be sent. You provide your name and you mention yes, you have completed, and submit. You will get your request will get approved within 5 minutes. You will get certification in your email box. Okay. So I'm giving this link to you guys. You can request the certification. You will get a certificate of participation for this workshop. I'm giving that as well in the chat. Okay. Any questions? I'm open for the questions, guys, now.
Yeah, hello. Hi. I have a question.
Okay, so do one thing, raise your hand, whoever want to ask questions, and I'll be just taking the name, then you can ask. Okay, so I would like to go ahead with, okay, so Sheikh, can you go ahead and ask? Sheikh Tabrij Ali, I guess. I'm sorry if I'm taking your name wrongly. You have any questions?
No problem. Quickly, I might sound a bit naive, but I'm pretty new to the cloud platform and BTP and other things. I have over 30 years of experience in ABAP.
Your voice is very low. Yeah. Yeah, but I understood what you said. You come, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I have over 13 plus years of experience in SAP domain on ABAP, on PIPO, on workflow, and so on and so forth. But I'm trying to get my hands dirty into BTP and try to understand where my profile will actually fit into BTP environment. There are so many trainings from BTP. What should I do? Where should I get certified? And what is my next career progression? I just wanted to understand.
Okay, so if I open this, okay, so this is what will explain you. If you are from basis, you can target BTP administration and can target identity and access management. If you are SAP developer, you are working on ABAP, okay, you can target development with CAP. The only thing is you have to learn a different one more coding language, which could be Node.js or Java or whatever. But CAP, you can do CAP approach you can do with any language, or you can do BTP development with RAP. And these two are used to even extend application. Okay, the on-premise applications can be extended on BTP. You don't need to do coding on your on-premise application. You can keep your on-premise application core clean. Tomorrow we have a again session, guys, for development. If you want to join, we'll cover CAP, RAP, and extensibility concept. Okay, so tomorrow 2 applications will deploy and we'll see, so you can attend. So for developers, these are the 3 courses. And even DevOps, if developer also want to extend, go in advance, they can go for DevOps. Security consultant, IAM, application security, and I conduct combined course for these 2. And identity access governance is one more. BTP functional consultant can target for business process automation, robotics process automation, and SAP integration consultant, PIPO and all, they can target integration shoot. Okay, here you have here you have different tool, integration advisor, event mess, and you can go and refer. So integration also we have, see, so we have a webinar, see, so we have, if you want to know more, you can attend on integration shoot, which is on 4th November, and for functional consultant, it is on 28th of October. So you can join and learn this. Okay. And this sessions are getting recorded. If you want to get access to the recording of this, okay, so you have to then what you have to do, I will share you a post which you have to share on your LinkedIn profile, and you have to like it, and also you have to upload your course completion certificate. You will get access to the recording of these sessions, all 5 sessions. Okay, and recording you will get here. So if I see this is a 10 hours of webinar, we uploaded already recording and PPT for last sessions we uploaded, and again further sessions will get uploaded there. You will get access to this. So I'll give you a post which you have to share and let us know, and then like, share, and also request workshop completion certificate. You upload it on LinkedIn, tag us, you will get recording access to this. Okay, so let me ping this link as well.
Thank you.
Okay, Sai Rachamala, you have any question? Okay, you have typed
Yeah,
it.
hi. Yeah, so
Yeah.
like BTP, do we have trial account for IAG also?
No, IAG is paid service. So you have to procure it, then they will add in your global account, and then you can assign it to sub account and subscribe.
Okay, okay. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, Lakshmi, you have any questions?
Yeah, hi Ankit. I just wanted to know if there are any prerequisites for the next session, that is for the RAP and the CAP for BTP. I'm an ABAP developer basically. So if I had to develop along with you the mini application, like are there any prerequisites?
No, there is no prerequisites. You have learned BTP a bit, right, with me? Did you attend both the days?
I did, but it was like I was pretty late little.
But yes, so if you understand a BTP a bit, then it's not much dependency. But yes, definitely he will cover next session, assuming you have learnt a bit. Okay.
Okay, I
So,
mean, I just wanted to know,
but
like,
you will
if there are
understand. You
any,
come join, you will see.
yeah, if there are any accounts to be created or to set up the environment, like any
So
prerequisites I wanted to know.
BTP trial account you can create. Yes, BTP trial account you can create. Sorry. In that, you have to go to sap.com, create your user ID, and then after you create user ID, you'll get an email, verify that, and go to BT. Just search in browser BTP trial. Okay. And open that link in the same browser where you have created, where you have logged in the sap.com with the user ID which you created. Automatically, it will ask you to sign in, provide the same user ID password. It will create a global account or automatically sub account, everything for you. Okay. Yes.
Okay, so only I have to create this BTP account and get in for the session, and everything else can be handled, right? I mean, we can.
Yes, but I maybe trainer will do. He will not let you do a lot because it's just 2 hours. Okay, and he is going to develop 2 applications. He will not give you time to do that. Okay.
No, not
Normally
a
in our
problem.
training.
Not a problem, Ankit. I don't want to do it immediately. I wanted to know what are the environments to be set up initially.
Yes, he will set up and show you everything. Don't worry.
Right from the scratch, is it?
Yes, right from scratch.
Oh, okay. Thanks. That's what I wanted to ask. Thank you, Ankit.
Yeah. Okay. Sai, you want to say something?
Yeah, no, that's thanks.
Okay. Anyone else?
Ankit, I missed this. I mean, previous session. Is it possible to get recording?
Yes, so you can get the recording as well. Okay. So who want to get recording, guys? Please ping me on WhatsApp. I'll help you. My WhatsApp number is, you can write it if you're not able to see in a chat.
Okay.
8707829342. Okay, so Kumar, you have raised your hand.
Yes, so like how we can differentiate this business user and platform user? Can we, so business user is not going to create on the top of SAP?
No, even they can be created on top of SAP, no problem. Can be created, but it's not recommended. Even any type of user you don't create in SAP.com. Okay, all you keep in identity provider only. But the way it will get differentiated, that the roles has been assigned to them. If you have assigned the application role and give them application link, they will be able to access application without even logging into BTP cockpit. Okay. Now SAC, let's say you have subscribed SAP in one of the sub account, SAP Analytics Cloud. Now your SAC person will work on SAC only, right? Why he need to log in into BTP cockpit? So you have to go and add user and have to assign roles of SAC related roles and give him link of SAC. He will directly, log in into SAC, and that is, you can say him as a business user. Or
so can we
your leadership.
So can we assign all the roles similar to platform user, or any limitation to business user? Assigning
The
roles.
business users will get all the roles. So what access they need? Let's say even SAC, let's take example. Some leadership is there. Leadership just need see the report. They don't need to do planning. They don't need to do create stories, charts, graphs. Then they will give it their access, right? Only all roles will assign so that they can do that.
User can create news services, can subscribe, he can create.
No, they cannot do that because they will not be having access to BTP cockpit, but they will have access directly in the application, which is like build process automation. I did show you right here. Build process automation. I am directly logging into. So if someone who is automation consultant, I will just give him a link, and he will get authenticated using custom IAS, and IAS has user ID created, and role management maybe I'm doing with the IAS groups. So he don't need to log in into BTP. He will directly log in here, which is actually running on BTP sub account, right?
Okay. Is it possible to give access to cockpit?
Yeah, why not possible? Possible. It's possible. You can give access to cockpit as well. But it should have a value, right? Why you want to give access to the someone who don't need to access to cockpit, but you always can give.
So like, see, when we are creating SAP global account, so how we are giving another admin role, like where we can configure that?
I already explained that you have to come assign role collections, and depending upon requirement, you can assign
global admin role.
Sorry?
global admin role, global account admin
Global
role.
admin, then you have, okay, so in trial account, there is a limitation. You don't have security tab in global account level in trial account. But in productive environment, you have a security tab. See, this is my company's, my own productive environment in which I'm at global account level and we have these security tab. But in trial account, you don't have this security tab. In trial account, you cannot give access to the global account to others. But in productive environment, you can give access to the global account also to be able to do these type of jobs. Whatever is
So
needed.
is there any creating users or unlimited?
No, there is no limit to create users. Here you can come and create users, right? There is no limit to that. And for platform users, and those are the identity product what we set. We set for application users only. Platform users, we can set up identity product at global account level. So all the platform users, if you want them also to be able to authenticate using custom identity product, you have to set up trust at global account level. For applications, you have to set up trust at a sub account level.
Okay,
and
okay,
that is
got
not
it.
that I have not covered, which will be covered in my training.
Okay,
Okay.
sure. Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Anything else? Sai, again, you have raised your hand. Please tell me.
Yeah, hi Ankit, like in your course, you will be covering IAG configuration for cloud and on-premise applications as well?
Yes, both. Yeah, it's end to end. You after learning this, you can go ahead and implement your project.
Okay.
You will be able to lead the project when we'll teach you. After learning, you will go at it. You will go ahead and able to implement the project without any help. Okay, that level of training we give. We do complete 45 to 3 hours will be there in PPT. Otherwise, it's all 40 hour goes in system. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Any more
Yeah.
questions, guys?
Yeah, Ankit, like I'm having like a 2.5 years of experience. So will there be any chance, for BTP application? It's new. I think most of the senior consultants would be taking the opportunity for BTP. And
But what's your background?
SAP security.
You go and learn IAS IPS. IAS IPS is very niche. And if you go and ask consultant, no one will say that I know IAS IPS end to end. That is the beauty of IAS, and this is the right time. Learn complete identity and access management. Quickly, you'll change your job. You can change your job. Go and ask any consultant out there in market. If you'll ask 100%, only 1 or 2 people will say, I know IAS IPS in depth, in detail.
Okay, okay.
That is IAS and IPS, okay? Yes. It's very new.
Thanks.
Okay. Anything else, guys? Okay, so I hope we are at the end of the session. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. And let's meet again tomorrow for development webinar. Next week, again, we have automation, then integration. Thank you so much for joining and being with me till this time. Bye-bye.